it is so decided.
While member states debate the latest resolution in the General Assembly after 4 drafts failed passage in the Security Council, the UN continues to warn that Gaza is being strangled. With 47% of housing units destroyed or damaged, more than 7,000 killed, 68% women and children, 17,000 injured, 1.4 million displaced, while the area has been under a full electricity blackout for 18 days.
For almost 3 weeks now, Palestinian civilians in Gaza have endured relentless bombing by Israel from air, land, and sea. Thousands killed, lying dead among destroyed residential buildings, mosques, and bakeries. We receive harrowing testimonies of entire families killed by airstrikes on their homes, including the families of our own staff members. Of parents writing children's names on their arms to identify their future remains. Of the terrifying sleepless nights people are spending in open air as airstrikes continue overhead. We mourn the loss of UN colleagues and so many more civilians who are clearly disproportionately impacted.
The UN says its agency operating in Gaza has lost 53 staff, impacting an already hamstrung humanitarian operation. Only 74 humanitarian trucks have entered the enclave since the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th, prior to which almost 500 trucks would enter daily.
As we speak, people in Gaza are dying. They are not only dying from bombs and strike. Soon, many more will die from the consequences of siege imposed on the Gaza Strip. Basic services are crumbling, medicine is running out, food and water are running out, the streets of Gaza have started overflowing with sewage. Gaza is on the brink of a massive health hazard, at the risk of diseases are looming.
As the political temperature in the region continues to rise as a result of the continued bombardment.
I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome to expansion of the war in the region. But I warn, if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire. It is our home, and West Asia is our region. We do not compromise with any party and any side, and we have no reservation when it comes to our home's security. The genocide in Gaza must stop immediately.
Complicating humanitarian efforts are likely Israeli ground invasion of Gaza and the position of key countries that insist on Israel's right to self-defense after the slaughter of 1,400 of its citizens by Hamas.
Israel has the right, and I would add responsibility, to respond to the slaughter of their people. And we will ensure Israel has what it needs to defend itself against these terrorists. That's a guarantee. We also have to remember that Hamas does not represent, let me say it again, Hamas does not represent the vast majority of the Palestinian people on the Gaza Strip or anywhere else. Hamas is hiding behind Palestinian civilians and is despicable and, not surprisingly, cowardly as well.
All this comes as Al Jazeera reports that negotiations mediated by Qatar on a ceasefire and prisoner exchange deal between Israel and Hamas is progressing and at an advanced stage. For the General Assembly resolution to be adopted, it needs 2/3 in favour of the 193 member states present and voting. But the reality is that even if it passes, it's unlikely to have any real impact on the ground. Just recall the UNGA resolution that passed in March last year, demanding Russia's immediate withdrawal from Ukraine, which hasn't happened. What it will provide is clarity on where all UN member states stand on the conflict. And that will be revealed when the vote takes place after 9 p.m. Central African Time, Friday night. Siobhan Ricebees, SABC News, New York.